It's mainly LSD, so I arranged for a pictorial record of the transaction. Thought it might keep the bitch off our backs.
So that's who set up Myra?
I don't know if she brought the stuff in here.
Oh, she must have. Well, she was the one who conveniently found the drugs in Myra's room, after all.
Aren't you worried about what the freak could do to you? You've obviously copped it once. What's to stop her going further?
Negatives? They're quite out of her reach. She did seem a mite upset when I pointed it out to her, but I'm sure she won't do anything else.
I hope not. She's certainly a cruel woman, that one.
Don't need to worry, Willie. The photos were to protect myself, but there's no reason why they can protect us all.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Crookshank.
Excuse me, ladies. I'll see if they fix my phone. I'll catch up with you later.
I'm sorry about your photo, Ruth.
Don't worry about it, Daphne.
What do you think?
She could be on the level, but I'm not sure.
Well, we won't be able to do anything till Myra gets out of hospital.
Mr. Crookshank,
Yes, Bellinger?
have you contacted my lawyer?
I passed the request on to Mrs. Reynolds.
And?
Apparently, by the time he was contacted, he'd already left for the day.
You can't do this. You cannot deny me access to legal counsel.
Ballinger, no one is denying you your rights. We can't be held responsible for your lawyer leaving work early, can we?
And at home?
No reply.
I don't believe you. You're trying to isolate me from outside contacts.
Anything else?
Yes. My request for a phone call.
No. You used up a year's quota the first week you arrived. We can't be seen to be playing favourites. Sleep tight.
You'll regret this, you bastards.
Excuse me, please, Simon.
Just stop for 1 minute. Now, what's all this rushing about for?
I just thought we'd have an early dinner. You must be very tired.
Have I complained? If anyone looks exhausted, it's you.
I'm all right.
Really?
I just feel awkward us being together in Mum's house, that's all.
Pip, when I first told you I was coming out here, you seemed so pleased. What's happened?
Nothing, don't be silly.
I don't want to go on about the past because I've made my decision, but leaving my family wasn't exactly easy.
I understand that. Simon, I just never expected... Well, you could have talked to me about it first.
I thought that last week in London made things clear enough. We both knew what we wanted.
Anne, hi. This is, Simon, as you may have guessed.
Hello, Simon.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Reynolds.
I think we can dispense with the formalities, don't you, Anne?
Yes, call me Anne by all means.
Thank you.
Care for a drink? Scotch?
Yes, please.
Great, I'll grab the ice. You two get to know one another.
Oh, I need that. And how'd you get on with Etty today?
Do you know, all she wants to do is get back inside. I mean, it's dreadful, I know, but I'm not surprised. I mean, let's face it, that's all she knows.
Oh, that'll be for me, Meg. I'll get it.
Oh, who's the lucky fella, Joyce?
Oh, it's...
Hey, you look smashing.
Thanks.
I'll
just
leave you to it.
Hello, Mervyn. Come in.
How do you do it?
Do what?
Work all day and now it's fresh as a flower. You put these to shame.
Oh, thank you, Mervyn. They're beautiful.
Second only to you.
Meg, would you help me put them on?
No, I'd rather put them on, if you don't mind.
Would you like to join us in a drink?
No, thank you. I've made a reservation. I'd hate to be late, so if you're ready, Joyce, I think we'd better be running along.
Right. Well, good night, Dennis. Good night, Meg.
Good night, Joyce. Good night, Mervyn.
Good night.
Look, have a lovely time, eh?
Thank you.
Enjoy yourselves.
We will.
There you are. The age of chivalry is not dead.
Where does he get those lines from?
I don't know. Talk about love's young dream.
Who would have thought that I'd be playing marriage guidance counsellor to Joyce Barry?
You've done a good job of it. She's a lot better now.
Yeah, I hope so. It's taken a lot of courage to leave Norma after all these years, deciding that she wanted something more out of life. Yes, it's made me do a lot of thinking.
What about?
Oh, come on. I give you a line like that and you say, what about?
You're talking about us living together.
Well, it does seem rather silly us having the two places when we spend so much time together. And it would help with the mortgage.
Well, how can a bloke refuse an offer like that?
Well, you were the one who first suggested it.
Well, halving the mortgage, though, is hardly my idea of romance.
Oh, then what is?
Well, you know, I'd like to make it legal.
And you talk about romance? Was that supposed to be a proposal?
Well, yes, for what it's worth.
Then ask me properly.
All right, I will. Will you marry me?
I'd love to.
Don't you play the heavy with me. I know all about your pressure tactics. I won't be dobbing in my mates however much you try. I told you my name, my rank, my serial number, and that's all I'm telling you.
Let's all calm down, Miss Parslow. Nobody's going to heavy you.
Ah, that's the way you do it, is it?
What?
All that psychology stuff. He plays the heavy, and you pretend to be on my side, so I'll relax and let you know all I know.
Get Miss Parslow a cup of tea, please.
Oh, I thought so. Don't you move, love. You're my protection. The minute you go out that door, they'll put on the rough stuff.
I don't believe this.
Are you married, dear?
No.
Ah, thought not. No one to go home to at night. No one to talk things over with.
Miss Parslow?
Yes, dear?
That job you did you work it out yourself?
Well, to give credit where credit's due, no. I was the one to pull it off, but I let the side down, though, handing over that shopping list and thinking you were his men in disguise. I swear I didn't know the gun was loaded, though.
His men?
Oh, that young man, he will be all right, won't he?
He's fine. Now, do the names Richards and Fellows mean anything to you?
Should they?
Oh, come on, they're known criminals. Did they give you the gun?
Oh, no, dear. They must work on the east side of town. You see, we don't move in on anybody's territory in our business.
We think you might have been used as a decoy. Doesn't that make you angry?
Oh, I'm in real trouble, aren't I?
Well, you did attempt to rob a bank and a policeman's been
Well,
shot.
that's all what matters then, isn't it? I will have that cup of tea now, dear, if you don't mind.
Everything's so perfect here. It's not quite what I'm used to.
Don't worry. The closest I ever get to somewhere like this is the kitchen. Then I only last a night or two.
Do you think we look terribly out of place here?
Do you really care?
No. I'm having a lovely time.
At least I'm not pouring the drinks tonight.
Has Madam decided what she'd like?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I haven't looked yet.
May I suggest a glace à la crème?
Oh, sounds lovely. What is it?
It's a rich French ice cream. We serve a selection of flavours.
Were they made with egg yolks?
No, cream.
Should it be made with egg yolks, Joyce? Perhaps you prefer the profiteroles.
Oh, Mervyn, if you think that's what I'd like.
Profiteroles for my lady. Thank you.
Believe me, Anne, I know exactly what you mean. Carolyn, that's my daughter, thinks I'm something from the Ice Age, and she's only a couple of years younger than Pippa. I gather you were expecting someone a little younger.
I didn't know what to expect.
No, of course not. Well, unfortunately, my friends in England had the same trouble. That's why I decided to make Australia my home.
I didn't realise.
It was only fair on both Pippa and the children.
Yes, I suppose so. I admit when Pippa first told me about you, I was a bit surprised, but then I'm having trouble adjusting to my grown-up daughter in lots of ways.
For heaven's sakes, remember me?
Sorry, darling. I just wanted to explain. I didn't mean to go on.
Oh, don't worry, Simon. I'm glad you did. It's helped me understand things a little better.
Oh, I didn't realise the time, though. Perhaps I should call a taxi.
Yes, you must be very tired.
Well, no, there's no need for a taxi. Pippa can drop you off in my car. Another coffee?
No, I'd love some, but let me get it.
What's going on?
God, I felt like a child sitting there with you two talking